It's Friday evening and I am getting to work on the Chrysler 300C. I'm shattered. I'm absolutely drained. I'm stressed. I'm on day 2 of 4 weeks. Well, 3.5 weeks. I don't know why I'm so stressed, but I'm stressed. I keep finding problems. I keep finding bits and bobs that need extra work. I keep finding rust. And so yeah, it's been quite a very productive day, but I'm not quite where I thought I was going to be because of the extra things. Now, before we get started, a quick shout out to Custom Paints, who are partnering with me on the Chrysler 300C Hot Wheels build. Absolutely fantastic products. I've worked with them for 7 years, really good stuff, and I am privileged enough to be the first person in the UK to try the Candora candy. Now, if you don't already know, candy is attacked very heavily by UV damage. It always has been. It's the way it is, the way it's translucent and the pigments in it, and the sun just destroys it, so it doesn't last long. The Candora that they are now releasing is still candy, but it's made up of different pigments, has different stuff in it, and it's not affected the same, so it's a lot more resilient to the UV, no bleed through, no nothing, and it's only a little bit more expensive than normal candy. So I'm going to be the first person in the UK to get my hands on this, and it's going to be going on the Chrysler 300C Hot Wheels build. Very exciting stuff. So if you want to have a look at that, I'll put the link in the description below. Check them out. Today I've done a few little random bits. So I've started with the rusty bits on the seals. They're actually a little bit worse than what I thought they were. So I've ground them right back. I've treated the metal that was below. Obviously all the rust was gone, but I treated them anyway. Because you never know, it's metal, isn't it? You're always going to find something in there. So I ground it back as much as I could, treated the metal, and now it's all painted up, lovely and fresh. And now it's all painted up, that bottom. Obviously, you're not going to see any of that because it's underneath the side skirts. So I just wanted to make sure I had enough layers on there to make sure that was protected and long lasting. Shout out to Jacob Walker Farming, I can't remember. I'll tag him in the comments below. Go give him a follow for helping me strip this roof earlier. Oh my god, what a palaver. But that is stripped back now, ready to go. Still got to do the rest of the car, but the roof is done. And this evening actually I painted the inside of the bumper as well, so that is now all lovely and black. A few more bits to do. I want to do the front here. I want to do the crash bar and stuff like that. Got to do that framework, the bonnet bar. And tonight, before I go home, there's a few bits I want to do. One of them is to smooth these. So these are from the front bumper, and these are for the washer jets. Now, I actually quite like the washer jets. However, I don't want them on the car. They just don't look right, and it's going to take away the smoothness, you know. It's a fucking race car. It's a Pro Street race car, one of a kind. I don't need washer jets on the bloody bumper, do I? So I'm going to delete them. I'm going to get them fiberglass tonight. So I'm going to go through that. You can stay and watch me do it, and I'll show you how to do it if you like. And yeah. Alright, let's get to it then. So, I've got my fibre fill. I've ground these back already, and what I've done is I've just feathered out the edges so that it's not just a wedge in there, because what will happen if you don't feather that out and it's just a wedge in there, it will drop through or it will sink back or whatever, and you'll have an edge. So you feather the edges right out so that it's kind of like, you know, countersinks it top and bottom, so that we get a nice sandwich on there so it will never drop. So I've got this fibre fill. This is from Tetrasil. I've used this for years. It's really good stuff, actually. And if you leave it too long before you finish the tin, it does go a bit funky, I can't lie. But when you get a fresh tin, mate, it comes out beautiful. Gloves, please. How good was my video editing there? Fucking sad bastard. Right, so let's get this. Then what we're going to want to do is get this mixed up lovely jubbly with a bit of hardener. Get a bit of harder in there. Now you don't need too much, but I do like putting a little bit extra when we're doing the fiberglass, because the fiberglass does take a bloody long time to go off. And then I'm going to get a bit of tape in a minute. Once I've mixed this up, I'll give it a swirly whirly. Tell you what I will do, I'll probably put the lid on it so it don't start going off, so that's probably a good idea. I'll give that a swirl, make sure it's all everywhere, and then we just mix it up the same as you would body filler, making sure to get the air bubbles out of it. Wish, 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 wash, wash. Lovely jubbly, over and over again. For fucking rest of eternity. It takes bloody ages to mix fibre filler, but a lot longer than filler. Because you've got all the fibres in there, you see. And then what we're going to do is get the tape, which I forgot to bring with me. We'll ask the body shop gods again, shall we? Q1 tape, please. That's magic, isn't it? Oh, I'm going to have to do that more often. I can't wait to see what this looks like when I actually post this video. I bet it's embarrassingly bad. But I'm trying to be a bit fancy with the old editing, aren't I? Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this on the underside. Not too tight, because I want a little bit of bleed through on the fiberglass. Because obviously we want that grommet-like shape. Stick that in there like so. Give that a blow off. Make sure there's no dust on there. What I've done is I've ground that back with an 80 grit, and then I feathered it out with a 240, so that obviously when I continue the rest of it, it ain't going to leave no edges. So I'm going to just stuff that in there a little bit. Make sure it's getting in there. Hold that bottom section. Smooth it over. I've made far too much fiberfill. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know why I thought I needed so much. I got a bit carried away there. Smooth that out. We want to feather that out over the edges. It doesn't matter if you've got too much, because it's all going to get sanded off anyway. Just make sure you've covered them 80 grit scratches and the countersunk section, obviously. There we go. Make sure we don't lose that edge there, because I don't want to have to reshape the corner. Bosh, one. Maybe we won't pick up so much this time. So I'm going to stuff that in there, like so. Make sure I'm squeezing it down just underneath that tab as well. And then I can push it back up with my hands on the tape just to smush that. And then start feathering that out. Just back and forth, working it into the edges. If you just donk it on the top, you'll end up with air bubbles and gaps underneath, which we don't want. So we want to keep working it over and over again, pushing it against all the sides, all corners, so it fills every little air bubble. Because we don't want to stand this afterwards and then discover, actually, we then got to start putting filler in it and stuff like that. Because filler cracks. I like fiberglass. There we go. Now we'll leave that for a good half hour. It's about 20 degrees today, so it's the right temperature. It's very hot. I'm struggling. And then what we'll do, in about 20 minutes, we'll take that tape off once it's started to go hard. And then in another 10, 20 minutes after that, it will be completely cured. And then I can block sand it and make that flush or with the rest of the panel. Right, so it has been about 25, 30 minutes. These are rock solid now, so it is time to get the block sander out. This is a William, one of Pinky's blocks. They've all got different names for different sizes. Now, Pinky's blocks they're pretty good. Not in all situations, I'll be honest, they're not good in all situations, but they are, when you're doing long blocking, they're really good. Really easy to hold. The extraction's really good. It's got air holes all the way through. Works really well. The only thing I do find they're hard for is nooks and crannies, because they're massive. Like when you're up against the edge of something, like when I did the reverse cow bonnet, I couldn't get this in the corner. So, but to hold when you're doing long blocking, fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my mask, my respirator, which, oh, it's there. And then we'll get to a bit of block sanding. I won't be able to talk anyway. I don't think you'll be able to hear me with this on, but I'll talk anyway. I'll talk anyway because I talk to myself anyway, regardless. So I'm gonna put that somewhere where it's not gonna flex too much. And we'll get that a block sand. And there we have it. That is flat now. Now what I need to do is I need to re-sand that in a 180, and then I'm gonna put a little baby skim over it, just a little baby glaze over it with a bit of glaze filler, just to proper perfect that, get that absolutely perfect. Because obviously the 80 grit is a bit aggressive. So I'll put a little tiny mop of dolphin glaze on that, and then block it again in something a little less aggressive than an 80, and then bring that up to a 320. No, I won't. I'll bring it up to a 180, 240, and then that can be primed, because I'm actually bonding this as part of the front bumper. These are all getting painted body colour, and I'm going to smush around the sides. So I'll bring this up to a 180 as I will, or a 240 as I will the rest of the car before the epoxy and the high build goes on, and then block it all again, ready for paint. Fun. So yeah, that's that one. I think I'll do that one tomorrow, if I'm honest. I'm sweating. So we'll leave that there. And yeah, if you want to see the rest of the journey, it's going to be very exciting. Not quite as exciting as this bad boy. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to get a video up every day documenting this. So there's going to be loads to watch, loads going on. It's going to be the coolest build ever. So subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever you need to do, and I will see you next time. Toodle pip. See you in a bit. Much love.